Hey there. Hi, friends. It's Tosca. Yep, you know me as Tosca Reno, and I have recently returned from my amazing wellness cruise at which I was teaching along the Danube River. And I enjoyed it thoroughly, but it's time for me to get back to work. It's time for me to connect with all of you. And today's subject is my brand new blog, and it's about striking sugar because this program has been the one that is near and dear to my heart. I love them all, but there's something about strike sugar that really hits home for me. So the first thing I want to tell you is, as a welcome back gift, uh, and to offset what may happen with Halloween because everybody's celebrating, I'm offering my Strike Sugar program at 50% off. So don't miss out because I always get emails after I run the promotion. People saying, oh my God, when are you going to have it on sale again? Well, we have it on sale right now for 50% off, and it's going to run till this Sunday. So it's just a little quick one before we head into the holiday season, but it might actually be really good for you to take 4 weeks to kind of prep your body for the holiday season, fit into that cute little black dress. So I'm super stoked to be here. And as always, my greatest joy in life is to share what I know about wellness with all of you. I consider you my friends, and I consider you my my tribe as I go on my wellness journey for myself, but also as I take you with me on yours, because I hear and I read all about your concerns and questions regarding health. And I would like to believe that no matter what the age, even though I'm 60, or like I started my career 20 years ago when I was 40, I would like to believe that wellness is possible for all of us. That said, one of the key ways that wellness gets out of balance and turns into disease, unfortunately, is the subject of this blog and this conversation we're having now. And that is sugar. I'm not even going to give it any kind of credence as a food because it's not a food. I simply call it an ingredient. And the reason why sugar isn't a food is because there's no nutritional value in that refined crystal product when it finally lands in your sugar bowl or in your foods. There's no nutritional value at all. There's no fiber, there's no minerals, there's no living enzymes, no nothing. And some of you might say, oh, well, it gives me energy. Well, the fact is, it gives you energy for a minute and then it sucks the energy out of you. So sugar really is something that I want you to think about as an ingredient and not a food. And also, I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, they put sugar in everything, so I throw my hands up and there's nothing I can do about it. There is absolutely everything you can do about it. And part of it is just simply getting in the know. So why is sugar in everything? Where does it go? It's so weird because it used to be 400 or 500 years ago, sugar was just rare. In fact, it was so rare, it was only for the rich and the wealthy. And so the English would be very, very rich indeed if they would put sugar in their coffee. But today, everyone can access sugar 24/7 and get a very serious addiction going on. And that is exactly what's happening because in the brain, we have something called a reward center that is activated every time we eat something sweet. It's just how it is. It's how we're wired. In fact, we're wired and programmed for survival. And when we survive, one of the things that we looked at as a reward was, well, I made it through this day. I fought the caveman and the saber-toothed tiger. I want food. I'm going to have something sweet. And now I feel, yay, so much better, which is a great way to think about it. But last time I checked, there was no saber-toothed tiger. And I got way too much sugar in my diet. So the problem really begins to break down because we don't live the way we used to live before. And also it breaks down because big food pharma puts sugar in everything, Okay, so you might think, well, these digestive cookies are healthy because they're digestives. There's a lot of bran in there. Yeah, there's a lot of sugar too. So I'm pretty sure you're probably asking yourself the question. And by the way, my blog shares all of this too. So I'm going to push you over to my blog. It's at toscareno.com. And if you're interested in Strike Sugar and want to get that really great price of 50% off, just go here, toscareno.com/strike dash sugar. So you don't have to listen to me blather on if you don't want to, but I do love blathering, and especially when it comes to sugar. So here's the thing. What is the value of putting yourself on a Strike Sugar program? Excuse me. Why would you want to do it? Well, the thing is, we accumulate a lot of sugar in our body over time. Do you know the average North American, in fact, actually the average global citizen consumes somewhere between 22 and 60 teaspoons of sugar a day. And each teaspoon contains about 4 grams of sugar. So the shocker is, here's the shocker, here's where you get no matchup, is that the World Health Organization and the American Heart Association and the Canadian and all the Diabetes Association recommend that you only get 6 grams of sugar a day tops. So 6 grams for women and 9 for men. Do you know how easy it is to get to 6 grams of sugar even before you've left the door for work? In your orange juice, in your fruit-laden yogurt, in your white toast, your white bread, in your cereal. In fact, cereal is one of the greatest, oh my gosh. And I actually wrote down a couple of numbers, okay? So in 1 cup of low-fat yogurt, you can have as much as 47 grams of sugar. It's more if there's a lot of fruit and a lot of syrupy, stuff. Okay, there's 1 teaspoon of sugar in 1 tablespoon of ketchup. Do you know how little 1 tablespoon of ketchup is? It's not a lot, right? So every time you're squeezing a bunch of ketchup onto your plate for your whatever you're going to eat there, you're really squeezing out teaspoons of sugar. Think of it that way. And the sports drinks, like you've got Monster and you've got all these other types of sports drinks. Well, the fire in those is really all based on sugar. And there's as many as 32 grams of sugar in a standard can. So you're getting lambasted, you're getting clobbered, you're getting a tsunami of sugar just right from the minute you wake up in the morning with your very first meal and on throughout the day. And this is my job. This is what I've got eyes in the back of my head, because I'm watching all of this stuff going on, and I'm watching the illness rates increase, and I'm watching diabetes happen. There's a new term called diabesity, which is the combination of being obese or obesity plus blood sugar dysregulated. So that makes sense, right? Because the two actually go hand in hand. And I'm watching all this happen, and I want this not to happen to you. And so my goal, my job, my passion, my vision is I'm going to stop you. I'm going to help you get well. And the reason that matters so much to me is because it's what happened to me. So, I got to a point where I was 204 pounds in weight, which 84 pounds of that was excessive, obese, way too much sick weight. And also I was highly blood sugar dysregulated. It's not that I had diabetes yet, but I was on my way. And hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia are just steps in the process to getting type 2 diabetes. So that was happening to me. I was also having heart palpitations. I was depressed, anxious, all of those things. And guess what? That all comes along with a diet heavy in refined sugars and carbs. So some of you are asking, well, Tosca, how long does it take to withdraw from sugar? Okay, I believe a 4-week program is the best to give your organs of blood sugar handling, your pancreas, etc., a chance to reset. You have to give your organs time to clear out and clean out. So 4 weeks. However, within 10 days, your body's already beginning to respond to the lack of refined sugar. So your blood chemistry changes in the sense that it's not so viscous. Viscous blood causes a lot of problems, right? So we don't want that. But so you're and what you'll notice during this 4-week period, and this is the 4-week period that I recommend. That's why my program is 4-week long. You can do this Strike Sugar program a couple of times. In fact, I have a lot of people who do 2, 3, and 4 rounds of it. And it really has to do with how heavy your addiction is. If you've been eating sugar nonstop for years and you eat a lot of it, and by the way, alcoholism is just another form of sugar addiction. It's going to take some time for you to clear this out of your system. And unfortunately, there's going to be some uncomfortable parts along the way, because we have physical and we have mental responses to the to the consumption of sugar. First of all, eating sugar constantly changes your brain. In fact, now they're saying that dementia and Alzheimer's are really conditions based on this blood sugar dysregulation in the brain. So they're calling it diabetes type 3. So there's a wake-up call. Hello. And so the constant consumption of refined sugar changes your brain in such a way that it becomes tolerant to whatever dose you're eating right now. So you got to go from 1 teaspoon to 10 to 20 to 30 to who knows how much right now. So you can see that it takes some time to get that sugar out of your system. And it's all to do with your chemistry, with your tissue composition, with your lifestyle, with the thoughts you think, and all of it. And so physical symptoms when you're detoxing can sometimes include feelings of shakiness, a headache, like you're in a bit of a fog. Sometimes people get nausea, thirst. There's a lot of thirst. And the reason for that is because detoxing anything, but particularly sugar, is thirsty work. So there'll be that. And there's also a feeling often of tiredness, because detoxifying is hard work, right? Your body is really incorporating all of your systems of elimination to this job. It's like taking the trash out 24/7, and your pathways of elimination all need to be open and working to have a really good effect. But that means, your skin, your respiration, your breathing, your lymphatic system, your colon, your digestion, your even your this breathing is a form of elimination. So all of that has to be in good working order and is getting heavily taxed while we're detoxing. Some of the mental symptoms you can get while you're undergoing a sugar detox, really, I guess a detox of any kind, is you might notice a little bit of change in your sleep pattern. You might notice cravings are, massively intensified in the beginning. And then you might also see some kind of maybe cognitive dysfunction, like, oh, your head's in a fog. But I want to tell you that these are not lifelong things. And it is a little bit of pain up front before you get to the good stuff, to the amazing stuff on the other side. So, do you have the courage to change yourself, to go from where you are now to becoming something even better? Do you have the courage to face some of those uncomfortable things? Of course you do. Of course you do. Because what's on the other side, I can't tell you. The amount of energy and health and clear skin and vibrancy and, even the feeling of having greater vigor and libido and all the rest of it comes when you can quit the white stuff. I promise you. So you may also wonder, well, what can I eat while I'm quitting sugar? Well, it's kind of not a coincidence that I paired striking sugar with eating clean, because if there's ever a food or foods that can help you through this strike sugar period, it's clean foods. Clean foods. Why? Because clean foods are whole, nutrient dense, properly prepared, and well sourced. It means you're getting the full mother load of nutrients, enzymes, living particles and matter, fiber, the peel, everything that's packaged into that food. So this is what's going to restore health for you. And you're basically saying, when you're eating clean foods, I'm voting for and supporting wellness in my body. I no longer accept disease. That's what you're voting for. So that's cool for me. Now, the question will come to mind, fruit is healthy, isn't it, Tosca? I should be able to have fruit. And I'm just going to, full stop right there, pump the brakes. Yes, it is. But remember, we're on a sugar detox. So I'm going to make you not eat fruit. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to invite you, I'm going to suggest, I'm going to highly recommend that for the duration of the 4 weeks, we don't eat fruit. And there is a reason for that. And that is because we need to reset those organs. And even though fruits and berries may contain natural sugars, we're still trying not to get that pancreas to respond to insulin every second. Oh my gosh, here comes the berries and the fruit. Woo, the pancreas has to spring into action, kick out some insulin and go into that whole thing. Well, we want less of that just for the duration. Okay. So let's go easy on the fruit. But if you sign up for the program, and the flash sale is on right now, 50% off, don't miss out. Go do it right now, because honestly, this is and I start everybody here, by the way, this is your vote for wellness. This is you saying, I want wellness. I want it now. I'm going to do everything it takes to get me there. So once you've finished with a 4-week program of sugar, don't worry, I will absolutely help you welcome fruit back into your diet. So in the blog, I talk about several ways that you can get sugar out of your diet, where you can empower yourself to be free of the addiction. And that is what it's called. That's what it is. When you set up the addiction in your body, it's asking for more. So we're trying to quit that. So you have to ask yourself a couple of questions, and I help you with those things. Whereas I say, listen, like, what is that number one food? Where do you think sugar is in your diet? Where are you getting it from that it's possibly derailing your efforts or your health or your wellness? I don't know. What's your love of sugar? Are you using it or depending it as a way to get through tough times or to self-soothe? Are you reading labels? Are you understanding that sugar is actually an addictive ingredient that causes all these problems for us? Are you eating balanced meals so that you are squarely getting the macronutrients that count the most to help you balance your blood? I don't know. Are you? But these are questions you can ask yourself. Is your gut having issues? Because sugar or blood sugar that is too high because of refined foods causes changes in the gut microbiome as well. So we can have a little think about that. And then we can also question our consumption of the so-called healthy foods. I mean, I admittedly will say to you, I think honey is great and maple syrup is great too, especially good quality stuff. But if you're really, ladling it on heavy and thick in your coffee cup in the morning or your teacup, too much is too much, right? And so even that during strike sugar, we're cutting it. So, I'm looking to help you increase your mindfulness and your awareness about the danger of sugar. It's not, look, I'm not saying good food, bad food. I'm not saying poor, I'm not vilifying. I'm just saying, if you want optimal health, if you want to not be sidelined out of life with pain and inflammation and disease and osteoporosis and all the rest of it, then really, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to consider taking sugar out of your diet and doing strike sugar. I think this blog will help you. Have a read, pour yourself a nice tea, no sugar, and dig into it. Go ahead and visit my site at toscareno.com/strike-sugar. And you'll get that great price, and you'll get some of what I think is the best counseling and wellness I could possibly give you. I give you the truth, that I operate in truth. And I did this for myself. I put myself on this very program years and years ago to reestablish my wellness. And this is what I want for you. So I'm going to wish you a happy Halloween if you celebrate. I'm going to also wish you happy wellness and happy striking sugar. Go take advantage now. And I will see you on the other side, helping coach you through the 4 weeks to wellness that will happen as a result. ToscaReno.com/strike-sugar on sale now, 50% off. See you there.